Before we start the video, I want you to subscribe to the best Telegram channel at the first link in the description, where we show our earnings on cryptocurrencies, and not only, our capital that we manage is more than $3 million. Here you will find only the most useful. Thanks for subscribing. Also in the description is a links to verified exchangers, when you register on which, you get a welcome bonus from me. Let's get to the video. Friends, the price of Bitcoin has exceeded $21,000, and only on the first cryptocurrency, liquidations in 24 hours, have exceeded $200 million. In the previous video I said that I was expecting up to 18,000, on good inflation data, but the current pump has surpassed all expectations. What is pushing the Bitcoin price up? And what will happen next? Let's break it down. We can identify 3 key reasons for what is happening in the cryptocurrency market. I suggest to move incrementally, from less to more, and then we have FTX again. Curly Sam doesn't want to go to jail, but he has such a laundry list of wrongdoing behind him that a deal with the investigation is unlikely to help him. That's the only way I can explain the fact that he hasn't admitted to any of the charges against him. So, getting ready for a long trial. There was even news that USA prosecutors aren't sure they have enough resources to investigate all the shenanigans involving FTX and Alameda. He also keeps spending his line that he's not to blame for anything, and the main evil in the cryptocurrency market is Binance. He even wrote an article about it, but without any specifics or loud revelations against Binance, just keeps pushing the point that if it wasn't for Changpeng Zhao, everything would be fine and FTX would continue to work. Where does the positive for the market come from then? It has to do with the ongoing liquidation of FTX. The main news is that the new management of the exchange restored access to liquid assets worth $5 billion. The total damage, according to the action of Curly Sam, is estimated at $10 billion, and maybe more, but that's already half the money for compensation, and that's a really good thing, because the gentler this whole compensation story ends up, the kinder regulators will be to other cryptocurrency exchanges and the entire industry. Also, FTX can get additional funding by selling solvent units. For example, LedgerX. The court gave permission for such actions, and it was previously reported that more than 100 companies are interested in acquiring these assets. That was the first reason. We have 2 others, and on Telegram, I posted a long-term forecast from crypto analyst Plan B. If you want to know what will happen on Bitcoin halving and when the long-awaited $100,000, go and subscribe to Telegram at the link below the video. The next good call came from Digital Currency Group, although the story with this company is a detective. So, this group includes several companies, and the main ones are the cryptocurrency broker Genesis and the Grayscale Fund. The latter has over 610,000 bitcoins on its balance sheet, and so everyone is worried about another massive scam. We know their broker Genesis is in big trouble. According to the latest reports, debts have exceeded $300 million. The cryptocurrency exchange Gemini alone is demanding a refund of $900 million, and they need the money urgently. They even published an open letter calling Barry Silbert, the head of Digital Currency Group, a crook, and urged him to resign, and the USA regulator also decided to get involved in the story. We know about the accusation against Gemini and Genesis, selling unregistered securities. The stock exchange has already criticized such actions of the Securities Commission, because now the process of refunding money from Genesis may be delayed for a certain period of time. But the most interesting thing about this news is that Barry Silbert is not going to resign. He hasn't run away from the company, started talking about bankruptcy, or done other things that might point to future serious problems. Digital Currency Group's behavior, in the current situation, shows that they are not going to cover themselves with money from Grayscale, arranging a mass dump of the entire cryptocurrency market, and investors don't need more yet. And look at this chart here. The discount on Bitcoin shares of Grayscale Trust, which holds more than 610,000 coins, has recently recovered from 45% to 36%. We discussed with you at the beginning of the week the important news that Grayscale shares, albeit by a small amount, were bought by the world's leading bank Morgan Stanley, and now we see that the discount keeps decreasing, which indicates that demand and confidence in This asset is recovering, and we also know that the buyers of Grayscale stock are institutional, the same big, smart money that likes to quietly enter the market at its very bottom. The third reason for the rise is the USA inflation data and the Fed's statements. Now we will analyze it in details. But in the meantime, you can click on the like and subscribe to the channel. There are a lot of interesting and necessary videos to come. At the moment of release of inflation data in the USA, I wrote in our channel and Telegram that the market could not decide how to digest this news and we should wait for comments of the Fed. The data itself is good. Inflation fell exactly as forecasted to 6.5%, continuing its fairly rapid decline, but the problem was that the Bitcoin price reached $18,000 beforehand, meaning investors were expecting even better statistics, and so initially we got a bit disappointed. However, the Fed has completely corrected the situation. Representatives of the regulator gave two opinions on the situation. One suggested that the rate will be raised to 5% and frozen until the end of the year. This is a very good forecast for the market, as it implies the so-called soft landing of the economy, without a recession. The second Fed spokesman said the rate may not reach 5%, and it is worth considering whether it should be raised even more. The only thing better than these words would be a promise to go to a lower rate, but that is still a long way off. So, following Jerome Powell, other members of the Fed have also begun to switch to dovish rhetoric, and also the day before yesterday, Friday, the reporting season kicked off. First, as is traditional, were the USA banks, and their earnings rose due to the rate hike. So you could say they started on a positive note. As a result, in the S&P 500, we were definitely on the downtrend line. The current bear market, and Bitcoin was able to go further and continue to rise for the following reasons. There is no weekend in the cryptocurrency market. The price was too low, due to the fall on the FTX crash, and now we are seeing a recovery of fair levels. Trite, shaved short, because too many people were expecting the drop to continue at $12,000 and even $10,000. As we work through the video, we can see that Bitcoin has pulled back noticeably from 21,000, and that's fine. The current price looks overbought and any correction is needed. In the near term, Bitcoin will be influenced by the continued movement of the S&P 500, which in turn will be influenced by the continuation of the reporting season. To simplify, will the bearish trend in stocks be broken or not? As well as developments around Grayscale. Despite the latest positive news as of today, this is the most dangerous potential scam in the crypto market. A reminder about our channel and Telegram, where I tell about the main events in the market every day. The link right below the video. Thanks for watching. Your Cryptanic.